And a very good morning to you, my darlings. It's Thursday, the 17th? The 17th of January, 2019. Welcome along to the Chapel Hill Marina here in Lincolnshire for this morning's United Kingdom talk on another beautiful day out there. I have to say, the sun has come up directly in front of me. It's so nice to be sitting there. You get out of bed here, okay? I open my door to let the stench out. There's always a stench in your bedroom. Have you noticed that? Or is it just me? I don't know, this odd smell. You don't notice it while you're in... You don't notice it while you're in the bedroom or in bed. But when you leave the bedroom, maybe go and have a wee or go into the... And then you come back in to get something. Usually I'm looking for my asthma thing or something like that. Then you notice, oh, what's that smell in it? What is that? And I throw open all the windows. I always do that. I throw open the windows and to let the stench out. Do you get stench in your bedroom? Isn't it awful? Let's say hello to somebody. Oh, by the way, someone mentioned, who was it yesterday? Someone sent me a little message who said about the little microphone. Now, down in Bracknell, in my house in Bracknell, I've got a great big thing that's like there. And this thing in, and I thought, oh, this is much more unobtrusive. Unobtrusive. There's a word. Oh, yes. There's a word for you to use in your vocabulary today if you're learning English. Try that one. See what you can throw that into. Unobtrusive. Unobtrusive. Something that you don't know. Just thought, oh, this is probably better. No, not according to this person. They say, we miss the great big microphone that sits in front of you. Isn't that funny? I can't actually use one of those down here because it would require a different piece of equipment that would give power to it. This doesn't need power to it. It's a battery. Look, here, I'll show you. So it's a long bit of wire, and in the middle we have a connector. Here, connects to another wire, and in there is a battery which lasts about a year. A few years ago, it stopped working, the microphone. Well... And I looked at it and I thought, well, I can't work out what's wrong with this. I sent it away to be repaired, okay? And the repair came back, and it turns out it was needed a new battery. But while they were there, they cleaned it up and all that, and sort of charged me 80, I think it was about 50 quid or something like that. I only needed a new battery. Always check your batteries first, boys and girls. It's like with electronic equipment. If it goes wrong, turn it off. Wait 10 minutes and turn it on up again, and often you'll find that fixes the problem. I saw a story actually in one of the science sections, possibly the Daily Mail yesterday, of the Hubble telescope camera. One of the cameras on the Hubble telescope stopped working. Okay, and they tried all sorts of things, and then they simply turned it off, waited a while, turned it back on again, and it burst back into life. What a shame you can't do that with people. You know, once you're in a coma and you've died in hospital, they turn the machine off, turn it on again. Nope, still dead, unfortunately. So it doesn't quite work with everything. But often the electronic bits and pieces, you can sort that out, all right? Let's say hello to some of our early people with us this morning. For the first time ever, I think, Chris Manzar gets the first message in on this Thursday morning. Good morning, Chris. Sammy is there. Good morning, Sammy, who says, nice farm. Yeah, it's right in front of me, the farm, Sammy. Literally, I've got a window here. I have curtains that are closed in front of me, otherwise the sunlight comes in and mucks up all the light. And then there's a very low fence, and then there's the farm. That literally is me with the camera in front of where I'm sitting now, you know, on the front of the window and going like that. That's direct. It's beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. Josh is there. Good morning, Josh. He's watching on YouTube for a change. Yeah, try YouTube. Some of you may find a better experience on YouTube. You'll find me exactly the same program as what's going on out now, except on a different platform. Nothing is different. YouTube.com/Chris Reardon UK is where you find me on YouTube. So if you ever have trouble watching or joining in with a show on the Facebook, try YouTube. YouTube.com/Chris Reardon UK, and do hit the subscribe button on there so that when we do a show you get a little bing coming through to your mobile phone or anything, all right? YouTube.com/Chris Reardon UK. Good morning to Diane Jeb. Morning, Diane. Nice and early today. We are a little bit early today, I noticed that. Ray Reynolds is in the house, and he says, happy Thursday. You are invited to 10 Downing Street for talks. Follow the red lines. Oh, Ray. The red lines. There was a hospital I used to go to years. This is Charing Cross Hospital, and the certain department I had to go to, there was a blue line and a red line on the floor, and you simply followed it round. Did you go to that one as well? Good morning, Karim. He's in hospital at the moment. He keeps fainting. He's been there. I think I actually rang him yesterday, and he's been in there a couple of weeks now, and they can't find out why he's fainting. Which is a bit odd, but I'm sure they'll sort you out there, Karim. I'm sure you're bored, aren't you? Mind you've got lots of lovely nurses to look at, haven't you? Eh? You enjoy yourself looking at the nurses, all right, mate? Gary Butler, nephew Gary Butler is in the house. Morning, Gary. I had a brief encounter with him yesterday at the swimming pool, which I'll tell you about. Weird city citizen, good morning. Teach them some rude words, Chris. That's what they want. No, we can't be teaching people rude words. Great nephew Harry teaches me rude words. Correct. Kareem says doctors are doing nothing. NHS has gone down. Well, I mean, they can only do so much, can't they? They'll keep looking, I'm sure, until they find something, my friend, all right? Morning to Adrian Richardson, who's watching me from all of his TVs, all 5. Are you watching me on all the TVs? Are you 5 of the 16? Hello to Katie Ann Patterson. She sent me a wonderful video this morning of basically pranks. Usually a couple of blokes. I think they were Australian ones actually. They were all pranks of people doing things to each other. My favourite one out of that video, Katie, was when there was a bloke on one of those treadmills going along like that. And his mate just came behind him and kicked his legs and he went flying off the back of it. They're blooming dangerous, those things, aren't they? Treadmills. I was in my sister's house last night. Great nephew George, great nephew baby James, and great niece Emily were having a bath. And I went into my sister's room where the bath was with my niece. And I spotted in there one of those skiing machines. And little George was on it, doing little movements. And I went on it. I'm going faster and faster. Well, the thing nearly tipped over. It's a great amusement of great nephew George. Dangerous things, these machines, I tell you. You're better off just going swimming or lifting up a couple of weights. Let me turn my heating off in here. Ooh, it gets warm in here ever so quickly. Thank you. Adrian has just set us YouTube up on his TV. Yeah, it's good that, isn't it? Most of the new TVs, they've actually got a button on the remote control, or you go for a menu and YouTube is automatically there, along with Netflix. I think my telly at home, the telly I've got here is really old. It's not a smart TV. Sometimes it doesn't come on. You turn it on and it starts talking to you, no picture. And you literally have to turn it off at the plug, wait a few seconds, turn it on again, and then it bursts into life. And then I keep losing the TV signal here, and I don't know why. I looked at the aerial outside, and it does appear to be pointing in the same direction as all the others, but I keep losing channels and having to retune the thing. Now I've got 2, and I don't know what that is. Now I've got a television. I've also got here a little Freeview box, which gives me high definition, because it's not even a high definition telly. It's thick. It's about that thick, this old telly in there. And the little Freeview box, which I bought from home, which I had for a while, to give it HD. Now I've had that years, that thing. I plugged that in. I thought, oh right, okay. So then I get a few HD channels, but they break up a lot. Or sometimes I put them on and then non-existent, and you have to retune the box again. So I think that must be something to do with the signal here. There's also a dish on the side of the caravan, so I could get one of those free sat receivers or something like that, couldn't I? Anyway, Adrian says I've just set you up on YouTube on his TV, so whenever I'm in the house you're on YouTube. It's a bit frightening, mind you. We are in such a big picture screen. You're watching me on a big picture screen. Is that wise? Is that wise? Morning to Adam the plumber, who was looking very thin. He's been doing that Facebook thing where you post a picture of yourself when you're like, I don't know, 16 years old, 18 years old, and then a period of time passes and you pass a new one, and he looks better now than he did then. How amazing. That's the same for me though, isn't it? Let's be honest, boys and girls. You know, I look so much, as each day goes past, I think I look better and better, don't you? Don't you totally agree with that? Huh? Don't forget you can text in the show if you've got a mobile phone handy and you can't get through on the old tap, Facebook or the YouTube, then feel free to text the show 07551 259 675. 07551 259 675, and that's the text in number. Okay, so after the show yesterday I went swimming, of course. The journey I do to go to the swimming pool is quite beautiful, you know. I literally drive through fields, beautiful fields. One, I think it looks like it's growing onions at the moment. And I was talking to my mate Ronnie on the phone yesterday. I said, I'm sure there's loads of onions growing in that field there. He said, oh, you'll have to pull over and nick some. I said, I wouldn't do that. That's not something I would do. But you do. My nephew was telling me he does see that happening. You know, you might see a car pulled over to the side of the road and people are like nicking cabbages and things like that from the fields. Isn't that dreadful? Let me tell you, my mate would not get his fingers dirty unless he can go into a posh supermarket and the item is wrapped up in a piece of plastic. He won't eat it. Funny, isn't it? So I see these fields, loads of little onions growing out of this field yesterday. Didn't have time to get my hair cut because H, who is generally the bloke who cuts my hair now, he's got a little place in Coningsby, and he's the only one in there. It's lovely. It's like a little, I don't know what you'd call it really. It's almost like a converted garage, but not as much space. It's got 2 chairs in there, but he's the only one in there. But he had 2 cars outside there yesterday, so I thought, no, I'll leave it today, and maybe I'll go on the way. Well, I'll have to go on the way there today, and have it done then. Got into the swimming pool. They have the water aerobics. When they have the water aerobics, the normal swimmers, which tend to be all old people, over 50s, you know, have to use the deep end. So we go across instead of lengthwise. And the water aerobics was really busy. I mean, it was packed. Absolutely packed. All these people jumping up and down and going around in circles. In Northwest, it's like the North Sea in there, but slightly warmer. It is warmer than the North Sea. I wouldn't want to go and swim in there. You see these people, they do it New Year's Day, don't they? Mad people. And they generally seem to be like over 70 years old who jump in the Serpentine or the North Sea or something like that New Year's Day at like 8 o'clock in the morning. Now, where is the pleasure in that? Is it just like something to do to say that you have done that to other people? I don't see the pleasure in that at all. Getting freezing cold in the water. Anyway, so I'm going up and down and I'd almost completed my lengths. And then I looked up and who's sitting in the little tea room? My nephew, Gary. He was in the tea room. I'll come to some more of your message in a minute. Just give me a second, all right? He was in the tea room, so I thought, well, I'll join him in the tea room. So I got out, had my shower. They still haven't fixed that other one yet. There's 2 showers in there. You push a button and you get like 30 seconds of water powering out. A good shower. Very, very good. Better than the one I've got in the caravan, which is a little bit weak. You know what I mean? I don't like a weak shower. I like it to actually be tumbling out like a waterfall, coming towards you, know, almost blasting you over as it comes out. Mine's a bit weak. The one in the swimming pool changing room, powerful. Or the 2 that are in there. So you push this button, 30 seconds of water come out, then you have to push it again. That's all right. I can cope with that. But the one on the other side has gone wrong. So you push it and you get like 3 seconds of water, then it stops. Most annoying. You know, how are you supposed to keep... You've got one hand on there and you're holding your shorts because it's a unisex shower. I keep mentioning this to you. So you can't take your shorts off. So you've got your shorts open with that and pushing this like this without... Well, it does look odd. It must look really strange to people watching. And believe me, if you were in the swimming pool and you saw me under a shower in my little black shorts, you would want to watch me too. I just know that for a fact. Okay, so we did that. Let's just do a couple of messages there. Hello to James Ramit. Can you shout out to my family, Ramilit family. So good morning to you, James, and your family too. Katie sends good messages to Karim. That's nice of you, Katie. All right. You only have to ask the farmers around here and they'll give you a cabbage, will they? And good morning to Tina Fink. Hello, my friend. We are all well this morning here, Tina, having our little daily chat. All right. Back to the story. So I've had my shower, changed my clothes, and I've gone into the little tea room, and there's my nephew sitting there, as usual, on the mobile phone. You know, tap, 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 tap. Tap, tap. I don't know what he looks like on his on his mobile phone. Tap, tap, tap. All right, Gary. I said, do you want a cup of tea? He said, yeah, I'll have one. Now, I don't eat crisps much anymore. Hardly at all. Only when people buy them for me. And that includes Maureen, actually. The lovely Maureen gives me a few bags of crisps on a Monday and a Friday, don't you? When I see you on a Friday, that is. But she puts a couple of, and they're only small bags, you know. But the rest of the time, I don't eat crisps. But my nephew was there, and I said, do you want a cup of tea? And he said, yeah, he'll have a cup of tea. I said, do you want a bag of crisps as well? And he said, no. But you see, now I'm in the tea room, and the big machine full of crisps is staring me in the face. Not possible to resist. So I purchased at 80p a bag, I think it was a normal sized bag of cheese Doritos. Oh, tangy cheese Doritos. Yes, please. So I had those. And then I put my £1 coin in this tea machine, and one went in, and I looked quickly and I saw 60p, so £1.60 for a cup of tea. Okay. So I put the other £1 coin in. It's not having the other £1 coin. Nope. Comes straight through the machine. I thought, oh, here we go. Put another £1 coin, put the same one in. No, it's gone through 3 times. I tried it. I said, oh, blooming £1 coin's not working. And then next to me, I realised there was a bloke fixing or emptying coins from machines. He said, oh, give us it here. I'll give you 2 50p pieces. I said, well, it might be a dud one. He said, well, let's have a look. And I showed him. And it was one of the new ones, you know, like gold in the middle and bronze around the outside. He said, no, I don't think it's a fake one, mate. Sometimes they just don't work if they're slightly weigh a bit less or whatever. I don't know why sometimes £1 coins, they look exactly the same. Isn't it funny, isn't it? You get a coin, okay, or 2 coins looking and feeling exactly the same. One the machine will take and one the machine will reject. Why is that? Isn't that strange and mysterious? Very strange and mysterious, that is. So he gave me 2 50p. And then I've put the 2 50p, I put one of the 50p in. I put them both in, you know, to make 160. And I looked again at the picture of the white tea without sugar, you know. I mean, I'm not a fan of black tea. That doesn't mean I'm racist. For those of you who are politically correct and up your own arses, I'm not racist just because I don't like black tea. I like black tea with milk. Good morning, Maureen. Just got your text in there. Morning, Maureen. You know what people are like? Oh, it's not had black tea. He must be racist. Pathetic people. Stupid, pathetic people. We are surrounded by them, dear. Surrounded by them. There's a great site actually on Facebook that's called Non-PC Jokes or something like that. You'd love that. It's jokes as they used to be. Offending everyone. I love it. Especially when it offends the gays like me. I love it. I love it. You feel free to offend me as much as you want. I'll tell you that now. Right? So I looked back at the little thing. White tea without sugar. Not £1.60, no, 60p. And I said to the bloke, I said, oh, it's only 60p. He said, yeah, that's right, mate. I said, well, I'm used to London prices. 60p for a cup of tea. We can only dream in London of paying 60p for a cup of tea. God's sake. And he's laughing. This bloke's laughing, he is. So I got my tea out, you know, for 60p and sat down there with Gary. You see, this whole tea and coffee thing, and I mentioned it so many times on the show, if you're buying tea or coffee every day of the week, this is costing you an arm and a leg over the year. We're talking at least £1,000 if you do that every day. If you're at work in a little office somewhere, go and buy yourself a flask and make it yourself. Oh, it doesn't taste the same. Yeah, but look at all the money you saved, dear. You could spend that on a lovely birthday present for me. Oh, you want to know the date? Of course, 5th of February is my birthday. 5th of February. Have you written that down? 5th of February. I shall be 56 years old. Thank you very much. 56. And we all often talk about how much you spend on tea and coffee and that sort of thing. But it's like the whole Starbucks thing. You know, it's like £2.50 for a large cup of tea. Okay, this particular cup of tea out of the machine wasn't particularly large, but it was enough. It certainly wasn't on the scale of a £2.50 Starbucks one. But nevertheless, you know, what's a reasonable amount to pay for a cup of tea? £1.20, I would say, would be a reasonable amount. £1. Any more than that, and I'm feeling ripped off. And you go in Starbucks, and Starbucks would probably argue, yes, but it's the Starbucks experience that you're paying for. Wow! Have you ever been in the Starbucks that's near the Royal Free Hospital in Hampstead? What a awful place that is. Not dirty, it's clean, the seats are comfortable, but it's absolutely soulless in there. This is in Hampstead, you come down from the Royal Free Hospital. I go there twice a year. You come down there, and on the left is Starbucks. And you go in there, and they're all in there. On their little mobile phones, on their laptops, earphones in, faces pointing directly at the screen, and it is silent in there. It is boring and soulless, and I do not want to sit in somewhere like that. And you just know, if you went in there with a couple of friends and sat up, perhaps if you could get a seat at a little table or something like that, and started laughing and joking, you'd get the eyes, wouldn't you? You'd be there laughing. And these people, they're sitting there on their mobile phones like this. You know, I keep meaning to try and fix these. Maybe I'll take it round to Martin. No, I can't actually. A bit of plastic's missing, isn't it? Look, there we are. Yeah, and it like this. Yeah, you know, if you were shouting and laughing with your friends, it would be like this. It would be like that, wouldn't it? You know. Oh, it's absolutely soulless in Starbucks. And other places, Costa, I don't know what they charge for a cup of tea, £1.70, something like that. No, it's not. It's not right. So there is. You see, I don't think there is a Starbucks experience or a Costa experience. These are not over-friendly places. There are rarely friendly faces serving your tea. They don't actually appear to enjoy being there. Very, very strange, very strange. Let's have a go here. Josh, just a moment. There we are. Josh is eating Doritos now. Are you having the cheese ones, Josh? I do like the cheese ones. Katie, little man inside the machine, he does it. He probably does. There's a little man inside those tea machines, you know. They're not automatic. Claire, morning Claire. No YouTube notification again today. Missed the show yesterday because of it. Paul Joanna will be late too. Very annoying. Anyone else on YouTube, did you get a notification today? Could you let us know if there's anyone else with us on YouTube who usually watches on YouTube and didn't get the notification? I don't know why that is. There's nothing here I'm doing any differently, Claire. Strange, isn't it? I'll have a look at this end and see if I can find anything. But anyone else, can you let us know if you got a notification or not? Tinafik, it's only 4 o'clock here. She's going back to sleep. So good night, my darling. She watches the replay later. Adrian, if you go shop at Waitrose, you get free tea or free coffee. Not anymore, you don't. When's the last time you went? When's the last time you went? You got pay now. And a free newspaper. I'm not sure they still do that, Adrian. I think they've put a stop to that. Or they've done something so that, because what was happening in Waitrose is that scummy people who don't even shop there were going and getting the free tea. No, they won't get a newspaper. You had to spend over £10. I don't know if that one's still there, but you get a free newspaper and you used to get a free cup of tea in Waitrose. I think they stopped that. Now let me remember what's happened there. I think Waitrose stopped doing it within their cafe. You can still get the free tea, but you've got to go to the customer services desk and get a cup, or you have to bring in your own cup. I'm not sure. Waitrose changed something there, Adrian, so I'm not sure that you're right there. You might be. You might be, but they definitely changed something because people were just going in, having a tea and not buying anything. Well, that's not fair, is it? You know, if a company's doing something, you've got to do something in return, i.e. buy this. I mean, the whole point of having free tea and that and whatever in Waitrose is that you go and shop there. It makes, you know, that's like, you know, it's not a charity, it's a blooming business, for Christ's sake. People, literally, workmen were going in there and having the free tea and not even buying a cake or anything. It's ridiculous. So they changed all that, and so they should do as well. Chris has never been to a Starbucks. Is that right? Gosh, blimey. Just go once for the experience, but expect to spend at least $20 in there, mate. Morning to Vecthillian. Good morning. Robin, good morning. Robin Williams style, he said there. Weird City Citizen, no notification. No one's got a notification this morning. I don't know why. I'll have a look around here and see if I can find anything. All right. Adrian says you still get it free. Had it on Friday. Okay. Recycle. I thought so. Yes, you've got to take your own cup into Waitrose now as well for the tea. The trouble is, and I'm sure you don't get it. You don't get it for. Sorry, where was I going with that now? What's happened then? I've just looked at other messages to read out. Then I should just look straight at you when I've read one message. And the recycled cup. You've got to bring your own cup in now. Where was I going with that now? You have got to take your own recycled cup in there. That's right. But I think yes, from the machine. I don't think you can go into a Waitrose cafe and sit there and have the tea now. Again, what was happening is that these tables were getting full up of people having the free tea but not actually buying anything to eat or any shopping there. So they've done away with that. You've got to get it from the machine. Now, the trouble with tea from a machine, I'm not always keen on that because a lot of machines don't use boiling water. Some do, some don't. And tea tastes rank if you don't make it with boiling water. Really awful. So I tend not to have it. And I stopped having the Waitrose tea. They've got a lovely all singing, all dancing machine there, which does tea and hot chocolate and coffee. But it's obvious when you put the tea in your mouth that the water is not boiling and it doesn't taste, it tastes horrible. Or it just tastes horrible to me. My mum wouldn't have had any of that. Oh, no. She was a great tea drinker. And Auntie Brenda, who's still with us, she's a great tea drinker. We know, you see. We know if you haven't made that cup of tea properly or not. Gary, no phone calls from Mum till 11:30 today. I've taken her phone from her. Very sensible, Gary. My mum goes and does a little bit of cleaning for my nephew and his wife. And my nephew has now decided that she's not allowed to take any private calls while she's at work. Tim, morning, Tim. I changed my care from Royal Free to UCH, University College Hospital, wasn't it? Dislike the Royal Free with a vengeance. Really? Oh, okay. I don't know why. You'll have to send me a private message and tell me why, Tim, because I don't know why. I've always thought they were really brilliant with me. And you're right. Starbucks is like a library. This is the one in Hampstead. Waitrose, you have to go to the cafe and buy something, then you get the coffee free. Ah, right, okay. I haven't been into Waitrose for some time, mainly because I'm coming up here now. And the Waitrose for me is a car journey, whereas Aldi is a walk. You know, if I want to go to Waitrose, I've got to get the car out and the bags and all that. You go to, which is, and I love Waitrose. It is, without any doubt in my mind, the best supermarket. It's just a little bit too far from me. Diane Jeb, good morning, Diane. Off to the dentist for a checkup now. Oh, good luck, Diane. Ask them if they can leave your phone on, darling. Take your phone with you and you can continue watching while you're in the dentist chair, and I'll take your mind off your teeth being extracted or something like that. Morning to you. Hello to Ryan Gordon. Good morning. Come and see me in Specsavers and I'll fix your jam jars. Look at them. They're only cheap, Ryan. Look. But it's the bit, I don't know if you can see that, right? So there's a bit of plastic there which stops it opening too far, right? This one has still got the plastic on. Can you see that there? It's a little bit, let's get a bit, there, you can see that, look. See that bit that sticks up there, right? That stops it opening, yeah? Right? Well, it's gone from here, look. So, no bit of plastic there, right? That's what's gone on there. So I don't think these are repairable. Besides, dare I tell you, Ryan, from Specsavers, do you know where these are from? frightened to tell you. Amazon, 4 pairs for 10 quid. Yeah, I went into the supermarket. I bought 1 pair from the supermarket, you see, and you know, you put all these different ones on and you see which ones look all right, and then it's got a number on the side. I think mine is 1.5. 1.5. Then, so I bought the £10 ones from the super, and I thought, I wonder if they'd do them on Amazon. I went on Amazon, 4 pairs for £10, dear. Marvellous. Absolutely marvellous. So there we are. So I don't think they're repairable. Maybe I'll just order another 4 pairs and be done with it. Do something like that. Good morning, Lewis. Young Lewis. As for Starbucks, I think their coffee has gone downhill. I prefer Pret-a-Manger myself. Or do you want me to say that in the posh way? Pret-a-Manger. Pret-a-Manger. No, Pret-a-Manger. That's what it is. Pret-a-Manger. Pret-a-Manger. They're dear in there. I mean, I'm sure there's good stuff. It's all good stuff. It's just the pricing of stuff. And yeah, I'm aware that it's a shop and they got rates and business rates and electricity and staff to pay and all that. But at the end of the day, I can go to the supermarket, buy a loaf of bread and a bit of cheese and have sandwiches for a whole week for like 3 quid. You know? It depends where you buy sandwiches from, really. Someone like Pret, I haven't been in one for ages. They shorten it to Pret, don't they? Oh, I'm just going to Pret for a sandwich. I don't know how much they are in there, to be honest. The BP garages I've found are horrendously expensive for sandwiches. The best place is Tesco's Express, somewhere like that. There's actually a Tesco's, like a mini Tesco shop attached to the Esso garage in Barnes. So you go over Hammersmith Bridge, literally you go over there, then you can turn right, but don't turn right, you just keep going, and literally you go over the bridge, you get to the first set of traffic lights, and just beyond that, on the right, is an Esso garage with a Tesco attached to it. And you go in there, and it's cheap. Yeah, you get a sandwich for like £1.60 or something like that, which I think is a fair price. I'll give you £1.50 for a sandwich. Once you start going over £2, I'm thinking, oh, it's a bit much for 2 bits of bread and a bit of butter in it, and a like thin piece of cheese. Although, to be fair to the sandwiches in garages, I've never really had a sandwich that's lacking in filling in a garage. There's always actually too much cheese, and really big, thick bits of cheese they put in that, don't they? Vecthelion. Did you get to check out the website the other day about the automated inline skates? No, automated inline skates. Do you mean the electric ones? The electric skates? Yes, we talked about that yesterday. Electric skates. But they haven't got 4 wheels, have they? They're like blades. Are they the ones you mean? So we were chatting about that yesterday. My mum was a tea lover, Katie says. Oh, yes. I do like a cup of tea. I can't function without tea in the morning. The phone will not be on. I won't talk to anyone until I've had a decent cup of tea in the morning. That's true, that is. I cannot function without tea in the morning. The problem is when you get them from online, the lenses are not very good. If you're going to get the cheap ones, glasses, Ryan says, you might as well go to the pound shop. Oh, yeah, pound shop. I never thought about that. Do they do them in the pound shop as well? I've been using these cheap glasses for a while now, and they're pretty good, I think. I can, yeah, they do definitely make an improvement, except perhaps the plastic isn't very strong at the sides, right? No one's getting notifications on YouTube. I don't know why that is. Sorry, I really don't know why that is. Katie, we have a lot of takeout food in our service stations. Yes, very, very good. Very good. Good morning to my sister. How much would you pay for omelette and chips? She done me omelette and chips last night, my sister. How much would I pay for omelette and chips, actually? Decent price for omelette and chips, about £3. I'd be happy to pay £3 for omelette and chips. Any more than that, and I'm starting to feel, I'd go £4, but even £5. If I'd be up to £5, I wouldn't feel ripped off. Above that, I'd start thinking, oh, that's a bit much. £9? No, you're ripping me off. So how much are you going to charge me, sis? Ray Reynolds, when we first went on Spanish holidays, most people took an electric infuser to make boiling water cups of tea. This was before they made mini kettles. Yes, I use, I've got a little kettle that I take around on holiday. A little electric kettle. I kid you not. It's true. comes everywhere, whatever holiday I'm on. Good morning to Clarissa. Good morning, who's just got in from walking her dogs. Morning, Clarissa. She's up near Manchester way. Let's see if we missed anything out here. Hope not. Just a reminder, gang, if you find your Facebook messages are not getting read out, okay, then send it as a private Facebook message and I'll pick it up from there, because they don't always come through, just to warn you that. Just send it as a messenger message, if you see what I mean, rather with everyone else's message, because sometimes they do get missed out. All right? Oh, I'm glad to say I've got an email here. I wrote to the TV licensing people, because my TV license was up for renewal this month. It's not actually. It's I've bought it before it's run out. I like to, as soon as a bill comes, I like to pay it as soon as possible. I don't like things hanging around like bills. And my TV license runs out 31st of January. Anyway, I've already renewed it now. But it suddenly occurred to me that I've got a TV in the caravan as well. Now, do I need a separate license for that? So I wrote to the TV licensing. I had a look around and it said touring caravans are included in the TV license you've got already. You don't have to have a separate one. I couldn't find a mention of static caravans, but they've written to me, Dear Mr. Reardon, thank you for contacting us. I can confirm that you'll not require a separate TV license for the static caravan. Yeah! So I haven't got to buy another one. Therefore, I've sent a declaration. Oh, I've got a declaration to sign. A declaration. It's anything to do with Donald Trump. A declaration. But therefore, I've sent a declaration for you to complete and return. Once we receive this back, we can update the records accordingly. Please note that if the caravan is rented out to holidaymakers, then a separate license would be required. And I've no intention at all of renting this out to holidaymakers. Oh, no, dear. Now, you see, with caravans, I don't understand that. I mean, I do, but I don't. To buy a caravan out, obviously I couldn't do that here anyway, because I'm here every week. But to buy a caravan for yourself and then rent it out to other people to try and make a bit of money so that you can afford to have the caravan doesn't make sense to me. If you're going to buy a caravan for yourself, why would you want to let it out to other people other than to make money? And even then, it wouldn't feel to me that it was mine. Do you know what I mean? I just wouldn't like that. You know, someone sleeping in my bed. Oh, no. No, I can't be having any of that. Someone farting on my blooming settee. Just awful. Walking on my carpet, wearing things out, and you've bought the caravan for you and or you and your family. Why would you rent it out to other people? And you, of course, I'm sure if you look around on the internet, I bet there's horror stories about people who have rented their caravans out. I bet there is somewhere, you know, and they muck it up and things like that. No, it's not good. Not good, really. So that's the caravan thing. Where are we now? Vectathlon. Oh, what's happened there? Oh, there we are. Good morning to Michael Poman. Morning, Michael. Welcome to the show. Tim, first cup of Earl Grey, then fresh coffee all day. Don't do Earl Grey, Tim. Oh, no, it just tastes like blooming perfume to me. Oh, no, not Earl Grey. Smells lovely. Tastes like cat's piss. It does. It's got no flavour at all to it, Earl Grey. Horrible stuff. That's what Captain Jean-Luc Picard from Star Trek had, wasn't it? The new Star Trek starts soon again. Series 2 of Discovery in 2 days' time on Saturday. Get ready for that. Only on Netflix One Colour. Yes. Gary, my nephew. Was it a microwave dinner she made you last night? It can't be. What, omelette and chips? She said it was made with love because it was priceless, I know. TV licenses is crooks. Perhaps they are. Perhaps they are. Omelette and chips in Camden, £6.50. Far too, but that is dear. Yeah, but you go to Ponzi restaurants, don't you, Tim? I've seen you and your other half. You're always going to Ponzi restaurants. That's why you're paying that, mate. You want to come up north here? We can go out tonight, right? Me, my sister and my brother-in-law, we go to Skegness and we go up the stairs in this chip shop. We'd have 3 meals for 15 quid. That's with drinks. As when I say drinks, like, you know, maybe a tea or a coffee or can of it in plastic cups. We love it. You go to those other places, don't you, Tim? You know, £500 for a meal. Must be off your heads. Do you go to that Balance? Have you been to Balance? I only went once. Years and years ago, I took some lad out there. What was his name? Tony. Only went on one date. Funny that I don't seem to be able to make it past the one date. I don't know why that is. Anyway, I took him to Balance and we had these 2 meals. Now this was, well, I'll tell you how long ago it was. The 2 meals cost me 50 quid, right? And I thought, my God, how much? 50 quid. I think it was about 28. I was probably about 28, and the meal arrived. Well, we had the meal, and after we had to have a burger on the way home. We were still hungry. There were tiny portions. What's it called? A la carte? Or something like that, where you get 2 little bits of food in the middle of the plate. What's that? That's your dinner, mate. No, thank you. No, thank you very much. Damon loves a Skeg Vegas bargain. I love it down there. Do you know, when I first started going, Damon, I went at the wrong time. I went in the summer during the daytime. What a bloody place that is. It's like a cattle market, isn't it? Oh, hundreds and hundreds of people stuffing their fat faces with ice creams. You couldn't move. Now we go at night time, sort of round about. So we usually get there about 6:30, 7 o'clock at night, right? There's no one around. Okay, and of course now in the winter, we did it in the summer. We did it. Oh, actually, did we? No, I don't think we started doing it till about September. And we go once a week, every week, down to Skeg Vegas. We go to the same place. If you're a regular down there, Damon, you'll know it. The Trawler's Catch. That's where we have chips. And we're in there every Thursday night. We go up the stairs around about 7:30 like that. And I order my chips with baked beans over the top. My brother-in-law will possibly have fish and chips, or he has a kebab or something like that. And my sister, she'll either have... Oh, no, she stopped having the kebabs because they've spiced it up a bit, so she doesn't like them anymore. She don't like them anymore. So she will have fish and chips. And you get this bit of fish. It's like that. It's over the side of the plate. You don't get that in London. Where is the fish? It's on the plate, mate. Where? You're trying to find the fish. It does look better in the dark. You're right, Skegness. It's got all those pretty lights on and all that. But then we go for a walk along the beach and there's no one there. No one. At 8 o'clock at night, there's no one walking along that promenade along the beach. You'd think you'd see people. Maybe you'd see them in the summer. And sadly, there's a couple of like... they look a bit like bus shelters, you know, along the side of the beach and back a little bit. And sometimes we see people sleeping under there, which I find incredibly sad. Incredibly sad. I think there's a lot of pollution. Not pollution, stupid word. Where did that come from? Not pollution. A lot of homelessness, possibly, in Skegness. Poverty, that was a word. I knew it began with P. I think there's quite a bit of poverty in Skegness. And people sleeping in those little shelters. Fortunately, up to this point, it hasn't been a particularly cold winter, but it is on its way. We've been told there's a bit of snow on the way. I mean, not for lowlands. No, on the top of mountains, the snow will be. Yeah, I saw the paper this morning. Oh, there's going to be a week worth of snow in the UK, and then you look into the detail, and it's on like mountain tops in Scotland or the Cotswolds or somewhere like that. You know, gosh. Katie, can you pause for a minute so I can let my dogs out for a pee? Yeah, okay. There you go, Katie. Have you finished now, darling? Hope that's all right. Have you done it now? Thanks, Katie. Anything for you, my darling? Okay? You sorted it now? Have your dogs gone out? I hope so. Oh, you pick up poo? Don't be leaving poo out in your garden. That's disgusting. Disgusting, dear. Pick up the poo with a little plastic bag. Here, I've seen those dog do bags. They look a bit thin to me. Who's got a dog, right? Here's a question. Oh, it's made me feel sick now. Who's got a dog, right, and has picked up their poo before and their fingers have gone through the bag? Oh, no. It's like that was cheap toilet paper. Watch, don't buy cheap toilet paper. You will be disappointed. You'll have to cut your nails afterwards. Good morning, John Parrish. Steve Allen's been looking at buying a house up in Lincolnshire. Did you hear him? No, I haven't heard him for some time, John, because I don't do so much driving anymore. I used to listen every night on the way to work, but I gave up every night working some time ago now, so I hardly hear him. I probably hear him about once a week now, and I'll always listen to the most recent show or part of the most recent show, depending on how long I'm in the car for. So no, I didn't know that. Whereabouts in Lincolnshire is he thinking of going? That'd be nice to have another friend up here. Vectophon, where's my fish? It swam away. If you're in a hurry, you can still catch it again. Dear me. Chris, do you want a commercial break? No, there's no commercials here. Who in their right mind would sponsor this programme? Are you having a laugh? You know, you need millions of viewers to be sponsored. Not going to happen, ever, I'm afraid. That's all right, Katie, no problem at all. You have any more problems, do let me know, okay? I'm always happy to do things for you. Hello to Michelle, the lovely Michelle. We were just talking, actually, about Waitrose and the tea thing there. Is it still free tea in Waitrose? Well, I couldn't remember. Correct me if I'm wrong, Michelle. It's not it is free tea, but only from the machine. You can't get a cup of free tea in the canteen anymore. Is that right? Because I can't remember now. She says it's been snowing in Sandhurst this morning for about 30 seconds. Oh, good. Well, I'm glad that stopped. I hate snow. I hate it. All this skiing, all that business. I'm surprised the place didn't grind to a halt in Sandhurst. Yes, it's quite new, Sandhurst, isn't it, in sort of comparisons for the rest of the world there. Morning to Peter in Woodall Spa, who says it's very nice to see you. I'm in my back garden this morning. The sun is shining, from Peter, who's just up the road in Woodall Spa. Good morning, Peter, and Bernie, if she's watching as well. Poor Chris is feeling a bit sick about the dog poo story. My cats dig a hole, John says, and then buries it. Is that right? Claire, yes, little black bags always. Don't use the pink ones. Doesn't look good until you find a bin. No, I mean, the stupid thing, Claire, is that some people pick up the dog poo in the bag, seal the bag, and then chuck the bag on the ground. I mean, it's just madness. Put it in the bin. Put it in the bin. Good. Oh, hang on a minute. John, Steve Allen's on at 12 noon here, so listen to both of you. No, he's not. He's on at... Oh, I see where you are, in Singapore. I see what you mean. I see what you mean there. Right. Let's have a look here. Tim says, fingers through the paper. It's called shaking hands with the French. How disgusting. How awful. Damon used to work in Skegness. Is that right? Oh, okay. Okay, there was an advert recently for people to work at Skegness Butlins. They had an open day there a little while ago, so I mean, I don't know how many people applied to that. All right, let's have a look. I'm very pleased to see my sister has fixed my trainers. I had some trainers, and the seals come from around the side. Now, they're not shoes. A lot of people are now selling trainers as shoes. They're not shoes. Shoes are leather or plastic things that are like solid. Trainers are like fabric material. You know, not far off from plimsolls. Well, mine came apart. My Ralph Lauren trainers, and they're only a year and a half old. Ran the outside, the bottom, like that bit there, the sole, came apart from the side. So I've got my sister to glue them back together. She says normal people just buy a new pair. Well, that's the problem with this world, dear. No one wants to repair anything anymore. I can't wait to tell my best mate Ron that my shoes have now been repaired. He hates it. Anything breaks in his house, he's got to replace it straight away with a brand new one. Ah, well, you've obviously got more money than me then, mate. Blimey, such a terrible waste. We must repair things, dear. I don't think you'd be able to repair me, though. Peter, just to remind you again, do not forget it's Mum's birthday next Friday on the 25th of January. She's going to be 70 years old. Well, I hope that will come up on my little birthday thing on Facebook there, all right? Here you go, Michelle. Now, here we hear it from the horse's mouth. Well, she's not a horse. Michelle is not a horse. She is queen of all of Waitrose. Michelle says you don't get a free coffee or tea from the cafe anymore. I thought that was the case, yes. You can still get a free one from the machine by the welcome desk as long as you buy something. You have to bring your own reusable cup as well. So they did change it. But as I said, Michelle, when it first came out, we thought, oh, brilliant idea. And then people were going in your shop, hundreds of them, having the tea and not buying or eating anything. I'm so glad they stopped that. It's not right. I mean, the whole idea of having that free tea is that you go in and spend some money in the shop. And if you're not doing that, then you shouldn't have the free tea. End of story. I totally agree with that. Damon worked at Coastfields. Oh, I don't know where that is. I'm not actually from up here, Damon. I'm from Bracknell in Berkshire. I'm only up here 3 days a week in a caravan. And I don't know what Coastfields is. Is that like a community, like a holiday resort type thing? I'm not quite sure where that is. Sorry, John's in the Philippines, not Singapore. I don't know where you are. It's all the same place. Yeah, unless you're not in the UK. I'm not really interested, to be honest, John. You know, Singapore, Philippines, all third world countries, aren't they? Eh? You know, I mean, I'm surprised you can even watch this program. Have you got electricity? Have you got a little thing that you have to keep winding up to watch this, attached to like a mobile phone or something? Is it? Is that what it is there? I thought all you lot Philippines, aren't you all like in church most of the time, aren't you, over there? It's very clean in the Philippines, isn't it? Very clean. Oh, no electricity, that's why. No pollution in the air. How do you get around? Have we all got bikes? There's no buses or cars in the Philippines, surely. Or anything like. Do you have a train? Is it a steam, old-fashioned train? Is it a steam train, something like that, in the Philippines? Wow. You must be the only person in your like road with a little wind-up generator attached to some sort of computer. How did you manage to get hold of one of them? Was it sneaked in the black market or something in the Philippines? Was it? My iPad's made there, is it really? This is about 1.5 years old, this one. Right, can I just do a story? Oh, look at the time already, 10:10 already. I've got to get my hair cut today, so we can't be hanging around all day today. I had, and I am in great awe of this person that I'm about to read out to you here. This is a story in this morning's, one moment please. In this morning's, where is the story? In this morning's Daily Mail Online. Here we go, Daily Mail Online. Here's the story, and it's about a millennial. A millennial that I have great respect for. You ready for this? In the Daily Mail Online, a millennial who left school at 16 to start her own business after years of being bullied is celebrating, now turning over £1 million. And her firm is now so successful, she's hired her mother. That must be nice, mustn't it? To have a business and to offer all of your family a job. I think that's great, that would be. The young entrepreneur who made £5,000 in her first business importing goods from China and selling them online at 13 years old was confident about being her own boss and starting the Property Stages, which furnishes empty homes with no financial backing. The business made £30,000 in its first year and turned over £1 million in its second year when Liv was just 19 years old. She now furnishes more than 300 properties a year and has hired a team of 10 people, including her mother, who's 52, with whom she's very close, and her brother Jack, who's 22. There's a picture of her here. Look at this, a great picture of her there. Look, it's in the Daily Mail this morning. All right. She believes being bullied every day at school for years has made her more determined to succeed. Now, when I was a boy, I had the bullying thing. The bullying for me was Bucktooth, because my teeth used to stick out. Like that. They used to call me Bucktooth. And yeah, I suppose it was a bit hurtful at the time, but I don't think it's damaged me in any way. Nowadays, like children have called other children names in school for years. And I don't think it affects you. Now you get parents running down to the school. This boy did this and this boy did that. It's a bit much. She's had the bullying. She says, I've always known from a very young age that I wanted to have my own business because I don't take direction very well. Now, when I was at school, I've got to be honest, I wasn't very good at school. Academically, I was useless. Okay, I've got 2 O levels, physics and English, both C grades. Quite honestly, how I managed to get those, I don't know. I don't know. I could not sit down and learn by opening a book or listen to some old bag or some old concept, that weren't old, of course, someone who were old to us as children. I was talking to a great... Oh, no. Oh, no. I think it's time for a new pair of glasses. This is because they're cheap glasses, isn't it? Well, that's it. One of the handles has come off now. Look. Does that work? Oh, dear. Glasses ruined. That's something else for my sister to repair tomorrow. Where was I going with that? I can't remember what I was saying now. I can't believe that. My glasses are broken now. Well done, Chris. Yeah, you got called names at school all the time, and I don't think it really affected us, really. I couldn't learn from books or listen to someone say, okay, take notes and all this business. It just didn't do it for me. I was no good at school, really. I stayed on in the 6th form for another year. Complete and utter waste of time. I didn't get any further in my life by staying there. Then I went out. While I was still at school, I got a job in Millets, a Saturday job. My mum got me the job, actually. She got me the job. She went into Millets and says, my son wants a job. And I started working there Saturdays. And then I did shop work for a while. Then British Telecom. Again, she applied to British Telecom for me. She applied for me. I didn't do it myself. Went work for British Telecom and then become a DJ and then karaoke. And that was my route. But university certainly wouldn't appeal to me. I would have been bored to tears there. The story goes on. In my 2nd year last year, I decided to move school. Sorry, just a second. Have we jumped forward here somehow? When I was at school, I always wanted to leave, she says. I never wanted to be there. I just wanted to be in charge of my own life. Now, I was the same as that, but I was afraid to leave school. I was afraid of the outside world, so I stayed another year, you see. She says, I was very competitive at school, so I was always top of the class. So I guess people are threatened by that, which just brought people to dislike me. You see, I was never clever. I was never ever top of the class, certainly. In my 2nd year last year, I decided to move school because after 4 years of being bullied, I'd had enough of it. I decided I didn't want these negative people in my life who made me feel terrible every day. It made me feel more determined. Everyone who's ever doubted my ability or capability or challenged that have completely put a fire in my stomach to go and make myself better. And then she talks about her how the business works, putting furniture in places and all that. And I've got so much respect for someone who's able to do that. You know, in the face of constant bullying and all that. Well, we've always had that. People just want to wrap other people, whether they're children or just other people, with bits of cotton wool. Oh, you can't say that, you can't do that. We've always done that. We've always done this. So good luck to her. Absolutely good luck to her. Hands on, that's what it's all about. Hands on. Good morning. Where are we going now? Good morning to Antonio. Antonio. Morning, Antonio. Yeah, Paul and Lou, people are saying they're not getting the notifications at the moment. I don't know why that is, Paul and Lou. No idea why that is. Sorry, mate. Chris, doesn't everyone get bullied at something for school? Fat, skinny, name calling? Yeah, well, they do. that used to happen when I was at school. It has affected my life, probably. I'm sure it hasn't. Katie was hands-on for all our jobs. That's right. Paul, did you sell camp gear at Millets? Well, I wasn't camping. I thought I was one of the straight boys, didn't I? Not as the case may be. Did you pass geography? No. No, unclassified actually, John. Unclassified for geography. Vectathlon, been bullied all my life. I created an elephant skin for it. But because so many dramas happen due to this topic, people get this way. Yes, I can understand that. Some people wear their hearts on their sleeves, says Katie. Yeah, you're right, darling. They absolutely do. All right, let's do today's birthdays. And then I'm going to have a little quick look on the YouTube to see if I can find why people aren't getting notifications, all right? We've only got 2 birthdays, actually, today. Stella Andrews. Good morning, Stella. Happy birthday to Stella Andrews. And this morning, Jamie Quaylo, who's 31 years old today on this Thursday, the 17th of January, 2019. So, happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday. Happy birthday. Happy birthday to you. All right. So today I must get my hair cut today, possibly, at some point. I hope I can get my hair cut anyway. And I'll have a little look at the YouTube thing to see if there's anything else going on there, okay? Right side up, good morning. Yes, you are late. I'm going. Thanks so much for joining us on the show today. I'll see you again for the next one, probably tomorrow morning. Don't forget, I say that, have your blooming notifications on, but they're not working at the moment on YouTube. I don't know why that is. So 9:30 tomorrow morning. I should be around about 9:30, maybe a little bit earlier, okay? Have a nice day. See you soon. Thanks for watching and listening. Bye-bye now.